Guys, so this is going to be my highlight and contouring video. In this video I'm going to show you guys how I like to highlight and contour. Now on a daily basis I don't usually highlight and contour. I may do a little highlighting but not really like the full thing. So this routine is going to be something I would do if I just want my face to be super beat and just super done up, but other than that I don't do this every day. You can do it every day if you want to, but personally that's not my style. So the first things I'm going to show you guys are my LA Girl Pro Concealers. These things are amazing. But I did find the perfect highlight and contour color. So the color that I use to highlight, which is really good, is Fawn. It is a few shades lighter than my skin tone, and it has like a yellow undertone to it, which I think is always really nice for a highlight. So I'm about to go ahead and highlight my face. So what I have done first is I have done some kind of triangular shapes, which is what most people do. But what I do a little differently is I pull my triangle all the way out to have like a pointed end. I do this because my face is longer, way longer than it is wide, to kind of balance out the length of my face because my forehead is kind of big. I like to pull my highlight this way. It'll just make my face appear wider than what it is, and not wider in a bad way, but wider in a way that it'll balance my face better. Now to blend this out, I am going to use my beauty blender. I like to use just a regular beauty blender. Some days I will use my Real Techniques one because it has the kind of cone end, but it also has the flat end, which is really good and really versatile for a lot of makeup looks. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to stick to this one, and I'm just going to blend it out. Well, actually, you know what, before I blend it out, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my highlighting. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Blooper. All right, so next I'm just going to highlight basically on my chin, and I like to do a half crescent. Well, not a half crescent, but it's like a half moon shape, kind of like a half dome. And then I like to highlight underneath where my contour is going to be. So just do like a line there and a line there. And if you don't really know where your contour is going to be, you can also do this step after you contour. If that makes it a little easier for you. You can also suck in your cheeks, and the part that protrudes out under the caved in area of your face is where you should put it. And then I'm going to do another like half moon right above the ends of my brows, well, the beginnings of my brows. I'm not going to do this super large because again my forehead is on the larger side. And if you have a larger forehead, you definitely want to do a smaller highlight. If you have a smaller forehead, you definitely want to do a larger highlight. And so now I'm just basically going to blend this out. Now, as you already can tell, my highlight is not super light. I don't like my highlight making me look all super like white underneath, which is why I do use a concealer that has a yellow undertone instead of a beige undertone, because I definitely want to still have some color and I want my highlight to look extremely natural. So if you can see, it has added a slight glow, not too dramatic, but just enough to say, hey, her highlight is popping, you know. So the next thing that I'm going to pull out is my contour color, and I like to use dark cocoa. And I'm just going to go ahead and contour the designated areas, which will be my forehead, my cheekbone area, each side of my chin, underneath my jawline, and then my nose, which I hate highlighting, contouring my nose. I just don't like it. I don't like how it looks in person. On camera it looks amazing, but in person I'm just like, ugh. But I'm going to do it for the sake of this video. Oops, I forgot to highlight my nose. We'll get to that later. Now, if you don't know exactly where to put the contour that is going underneath your cheeks, you can definitely suck in your mouth like make a kissy face to kind of find out where it needs to go. So after you do your highlighting and contouring a couple of times, you're going to kind of just be able to naturally find it without having to do all of that. So yeah. A trick to making your foundation blend a little better is contouring your forehead at the top. It will mask that kind of line of lightness going into your hairline. So definitely contouring your forehead will mask your foundation if it looks masky because you can't find the right shade, or it's all you have, or you're tanned, or whatever. Doing that really helps. So these are the areas that I have marked out. Now I am going to go back and just do a quick highlight down my nose so I can go ahead and contour my nose, because I did accidentally skip that part. So I'm just going to do the traditional line straight down the nose. Depending on how wide or slim you want your nose to look will determine how slim or wide this line is. My nose is kind of a moderate size. It's not too wide and it's not too narrow, but I would like it to look a little more narrow. So of course this line is going to be kind of thin down the bridge of my nose. And what I like to do first is just take my ring finger and just kind of just smooth it. You can smooth it upward into that forehead highlight that you did, and then just smooth it back down to where it kind of just blends it out. And see how nice and natural that looks? I do like that. Contour my nose is the part that's just, I'm going to go ahead and do those lines as well. And I think I don't really like it is because my color is kind of dark, but whatever. So what I see a lot of girls do is when they do the two straight lines down, they just stop at that. But I do like to do a little extra, and I like to make a straight line across the kind of end of my nose, like the tip, because it's not super pointy. Mine is really rounded, and some days I really don't like that. So I kind of like to just cut that off, some of that roundness, and I just draw a straight line, just straight across right there. And you can also bring your contour over and around underneath your brows, but I don't want to do that today. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and blend out the contour that I did first, which is going to be underneath my cheeks. I do like to slick in my cheeks for this part. When you do this, you definitely want to take your color upward and not down into this highlight. Bring it up. It's going to really make your cheekbones just pop and make your face look extremely structured. So I need to grab my little smaller, finer contour brush. Give me one sec. Now that I have my brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend this out as well. As far as my brushes go, the brush, the larger brush that you saw me use on like my cheek contour and everywhere else, my forehead contour, is a brush that just came in a brush kit that my aunt got me about 2 Christmases ago, and it came from Costco. So it's a really nice brush set. And this one is just an e.l.f. brush that I got from Target for $3. So definitely affordable. And so now what I'm going to go do is take my highlight color again and just take it down the bridge of my nose one more time, just in case some of that contour color got on it and kind of just overpowered it. And there we go. Very subtle, but you can still see that I have a highlight and contour on. So now my favorite part is the setting part. And I basically, what I was using for my highlight was this Neutrogena powder that I've had literally so long. And I have hit the pan on it. It's in the color Honey Beige. Now, this color is starting not to work as good because it has gotten just really old. But you can see how it looks in comparison to the rest of my skin. Now, about a week ago, I got my Nye Banana Powder and my Nye Topaz Powder. I like to mix these two. It gives me a really, really great highlight shade, and I'm just going to do that now. And so now that I have like mixed together these two colors on this side, I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just go ahead and apply this mixture on my highlighted areas. And then I'm just going to kind of just let this cook or bake, and I'm sure you guys know what that is. Just basically leaving this on for a couple of minutes just to really set it in place. It is really going to truly define your highlight, and it is just going to make my face and your face, if you do this, look flawless. Oh my god, oh my god. And I need to go grab my powder brush, so give me another second. Baking, baking, baking. So while I bake, I'm just going to bake. A
few moments later.
My brother just texted me, what's the Netflix email and password? I really don't remember.
3 hours later. So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
So yeah, all right, I think that's good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and just lightly brush this away. And so it just came out really nice and subtle. And I just really love it. Oh my god. Alright, so now the last thing I'm going to do is just, I don't usually wear a highlighter, like a shimmery highlighter or anything. But if you are, if you do that, you definitely can. Okay, so this is just my finished highlight contour. I hope you guys like it. I'm not a professional makeup artist at all. I'm someone who just experiments at home. So the tips that I try to give you are tips that work for me. And if you guys have some feedback, comments, questions, anything, leave it down below. If you like this video, definitely go ahead and hit me with a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. You know I had to take a selfie for the Snapchat.